And for governor, our endorsed Republican candidate is Kendall Qualls. And Kendall, you're here. Do you want to bring your lovely wife up as well? You are lovely,
Hey guys, I just got back from Wilmer at the county fair out there, and I told them I have to leave in a hurry because I'm going to a Tea Party movement, Tea Party event, and they said, "Are you kidding me? They still have Tea Party?" I said, "Oh yes, you need to speak to Mary Ann. Every one of these things, over 100 people show up." He said, "You're kidding me." I said, "Nope, you do it." So I made sure that they knew about that. All right, and let me give you an update of where we are, and I think at the end of this, I want to have a Republican conversation, an American conversation, where we're at this time. So I got into this race about a year ago, and all the political pundits said that, yeah, Kendall can't do it, he won't be able to raise money, he won't be able to get enough for the endorsement process from the very beginning, and including two-term Governor Tim Pawlenty. They were shocked when I gave my first finance report. I had raised more than any other candidate. It was all grassroots dollars from 87 different counties across the state. 95% of our funds at that time were all from Minnesota, 5% from outside the state. No lobby money, no PAC money. We didn't have any of the, the infrastructure. Right now, we've raised over $1 million, but we have been deliberately shut out from the major players, the major donors of the state. And that's fine. You know what? You deal with the cards you're given, and you make it happen. And we've been all over the state, and we've been having a blast. I can tell you, so I'm rushing out of the county fair to get here, and 4 people. Wait, Kendall Qualls. Hey, I just voted for you. These people I've never met. Well, I'm saying this to you, not because of celebrity status, it's because they've trusted in the message that we're here to do is to actually help rescue our state. They hear the message, they believe the message. They've heard me on these video things. It's taken me a long time to do these selfie videos, man. I feel like a 13-year-old narcissistic kid. But this team said, no, you got to do it. And so, and I guess they worked. And I tell them, look, I'm fatter and shorter in person, but I'm still the same guy. And but they love it. They love the hat. But here's what I want to share with you guys. We have an opportunity to do something historic in this state. And I want to speak to you now as a Republican, as an American, okay? Not as a candidate. Not all of you have, obviously, some of you are supporting other candidates, I get it. We all want the same thing. We want to rescue Minnesota. Okay, so that's where we are. Let's go on, what they call it, like a 20,000 foot level helicopter issue from our candidates, even for me, because I think even of all the candidates that are out there, I think I'm the only one has gotten into the race, and then, from a previous race, and stepped back and honored the endorsement system. So you know where my character is, you know where my honor is, because I believe that we can't fight each other through August and expect to be successful in the general election. Okay? We can't do it. So there was a fundraiser earlier this afternoon at John Scholl's house in Bloomington, and I was on the steps speaking to the group. 4 years ago, I was on those very same steps, introducing and honoring Scott Jensen. Yes. I did it because that's what team players do. That's what you do when you want to win, and it's not about yourself. Okay? Now, again, I want to elevate us here. Here's the critical thing for us. The sad thing about Farm Fest yesterday, we had 3 of us candidates on the panel, and down the line was Amy Klobuchar, one Democrat candidate. They're united against their agenda that undermine our state, undermine our country, all the things that Alan talked about, what they're doing. They're united. And the fact that the three of us there, we're airing our dirty laundry in public, and if anything, if I was the party leader, I would be ashamed. I would be ashamed that we're doing this as Republicans. We're better than them. We're better than them. Better than them. Now, I will share with you, I was going to tap Mike Lindell because I thought it was kind of funny. So I'm looking down the line, and there was Amy with all of her notes, scribbled, and Lisa had her notes, the two politicians. And there's me and Mike, nothing. You know what? Because we got it here, and we got 30 years of experience in business and leadership to get it done. We don't need cryptic notes. All right? And over the course of this campaign, I got the chance to kind of like Mike. I thought he was kind of funny. Some at one of these forums that we've had, someone asked, each candidate, at the time was like, okay, why are you different than the other candidates? And then everyone went down the line. They finally got to me, and I got up on my chair. I said, just look at me. Okay, look at me. And they thought I was talking about the race, and what it wasn't. Look, all of these guys have hair. Okay, I'm completely done. Look at Lindell. He's got all that hair up there. So, give me a break. You know what? We've learned to be hospitable, even though we want the different objectives of it. Different thing. We want the same thing, but we want to get about it a different way. But as I elevate this for a minute and let you know where we are as a state. When the Democrats had a trifecta, we're dealing with some of this from the Paid Family Leave Act, everything they're teaching in school. It really brought us to a new low. But my friends, they're closer to another trifecta than we are in stopping them and even getting our own trifecta. They only need one seat in the House. We need to flip 2 in the Senate and 1 in the House. And as we elevate this as Republicans and Americans, let me just give you a scenario, okay? Not about candidates, because this is about what we have to deal with in a general election, knowing that this is a purple state, and just knowing the emotional status of everyone, all right? So I'm taking myself out of this again, because I do believe if I would have lost at the convention, I would have stepped back, you guys, I would be out in the audience with you, okay? Helping. We have an issue. If we have a candidate that had to spend $1 million to the convention in order to win the convention, and then lose it, and spend another $1 million to try to win the primary, and the best that they've gotten in the straw polls at any given time is 37%, how is that a strong candidate in the general election? If you got to spend $2 million with the people you know to convince you to vote for you, and you couldn't do that process. There are some Republicans, if Lisa Damon gets on the ticket, that won't come out in waves for her, because at the end of the day, where the base of the party is, collectively, there's a desire for a political outsider. Okay? Generic name, whoever it may be, outsider. And it's been that way from the very beginning, from the February caucus. At that time, she got 32%. There was one other candidate, Kristen Robbins was there, and she got like 2 or 3%, but the vast majority of the caucus straw polls were for political outsiders. That should tell you something of what you can expect in the general election for that type of turnout. And again, I'm speaking at this level, this is not advocating for. Now Mike, who I've come to like, and I understand he's got the president endorsement, because the president that we have, and I don't feel slighted by it. Because the president that we know, he is loyal to the people that are loyal to him. And Mike nearly lost everything trying to prove the case in 2020. So I totally get it. I totally get it. It would be an insult for President Trump to give that endorsement to someone else. Mike deserved it. So that's not the issue. What we're dealing with is the macro market that we know of Minnesota. And if Mike gets on the ticket, not an issue. He's outside. He's got all those things. But could we win in the general election? And the issue is, there are some, unfortunately, some Republicans, just like never Trumpers, won't vote for Mike, unfortunately. We've got the left, the swing voter, independent voters, just because of the hyperness and hatred that they have for Trump, what's going to extend to Mike. The key is, when the delegates made this decision, for those of you who are there, we've been to 19 different straw polls all around the state. They looked at the key was, hey, I like Kendall better, or he's a better guy. It's not that. How can we get a general election for the first time in 20 years? Because the bridge that we need to get, energize the base, and can we bridge in the metro? Can we get a bridge to the swing voters, the independent voters from the metro, without losing or compromising our values as Republicans? That's the dynamic. That's the issue we deal with. Because it wasn't until this morning, after the three of us were on the stage, I said, you know what? What's scary about this? If we wind up losing in this next election, and the Democrats get a 2.0 trifecta, I can't imagine what they're going to unleash on this state. And the issue is, people around the country will be watching the whole thing. They're going to say, how did this happen, and who's to blame? My friends, it will be us. We should not have had this. And I mean, I'm from all the way from the top, long-term Republicans, donors, everyone else, everyone. Because if we look with evil in the eye of what the Democrats have done to the state and what they plan to do, it's evil, and we're fighting amongst ourselves. Or it could be something very different. By the act of God, we come together. I believe the right choice for our candidacy is this candidacy, because for Mike Lindell voters, I'm not their number one, but I'll be a number two. You know, before I met Sheila in high school and in junior high, I was the number two boyfriend for a lot of my girlfriends. And I'm okay with that. All right? And for Lisa Damon supporters, they're saying, yeah, I'm okay, you know, Lisa's fine, but I'm okay with what Ken. I'm the only candidate that's okay for number two for both Lisa and Mike. It's not the other way around. There are at least people that are not going to be supportive of Mike, and there are Mike Lindell folks that are not going to vote. And you guys know them. So this is the dilemma. I'm just the best second choice guy. And because I can actually get the bridge to independent voters, and I'm the outsider candidate that Amy Klobuchar can't tie me to anything that's happened here in this state. She's going to try to, she can't. And here's the most ironic. I didn't get the endorsement from President Trump, so they can't use that as an issue. I'll hang everything on her. My friends, if you thought Tim Walz was bad, we know what Amy Klobuchar is going to do if she's unleashed. So my appeal to you is not, hey, look, I'm a nice guy, I'm all this, and look at my record. My friends, the future of Minnesota is at stake. And this is a selfless decision, not about personalities and who you're loyal to. God bless these. I've come to really like Mike. And I don't know if you saw, I made a joke about Lisa Damon's commercials, her commercials and direct mailers. I said, she's got more TV ads and direct mailers than My Pillow. I never thought that could happen to any product. I found one. But anyway, I have no issues with any of these guys. And if any of them would have gotten an endorsement, you know I would be there supporting them. And this is where we are, guys. This is at risk. I don't think Minnesota can recover from another Democrat trifecta. And that's at stake. That really is at stake. And I hope I shared with you, I think, an objective scenario of what's at stake and what the opportunities are as we move forward, taking out any personalities or issues between the other two candidates, because my heart is in the right place. I love our state, I love our country, I love you guys, and I have no issues personally with any of those guys. all right? So I'll leave with this. My friends, we've been all over the state. We've been working hard. Yeah, obviously, we don't raise, I don't have 2 million, I don't have a PAC, we've raised $1 million, but I tell you, I think no one's hustled harder in this campaign than my wife and Sheila. We've been all over the place, it's been wonderful, and I tell you, these folks are really inspired to help support us. And with your help, I hope to do so. Let me ask before I close, how many of you have not voted yet? Okay. But guys, if you're on the cusp between the other two, as I mentioned, keep that in mind, because that's how critical it is. And thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.